Okay, sorry, we had some technical difficulties. We were working through those real quick, but had to tweak a couple of things. So, welcome to the Insert Coin Theater podcast.
As always. Thanks, Kendo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yup. So, hi, guys. Hi. We're back for the third season of the show, the third official season.
Woo.
And no, we're not going to get our act together. We never have. It never will happen.
What act?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you're expecting way, way too much. Let me scoot closer like I like you. Get off your high horse. All right, woman. All right, so couple of things. Well, let me see how the volume levels look in here on the stream. I'm sorry. We're trying to get things together.
I have a legitimate mic now. It's like I'm actually, they want me here or something.
Get out.
Oh.
No. So, welcome to our third official season. The first season was pretty much just me. Oh yeah, you'll hear beeping during this episode.
Thanks,
Sorry.
Verizon.
Yeah, I'm too dumb to call them and get that fixed. But just ignore that. It's nothing major. The house isn't burning down or anything. But yeah, so the first season was marked by just me talking at a microphone and playing video game music. The second season started when we brought George on, and now we're in the third season after our hiatus. Unfortunately, George has chosen to step down from the show. But we definitely wish him well, and we hope that he'll choose to come back to us sometime in the future and come and hang out and have a good time with us. But we're going to be pressing on. We're going to be marching on, and progress.
No.
Progress all over you guys' faces.
Ew.
So, yeah, so we're going to be talking about some video games and stuff. The intro is currently... not kosher because I flubbed it up and it wasn't working right. So I had to fix that this week. What else is new? We start the third season with lots of technical difficulties.
That's how everyone starts a season, so we can only go up.
Yeah, exactly. You got to set the bar low and then go from there.
And then no matter what we screw up, it'll still be awesome.
And so for those of you listening from an audio device and not on
Mike.
Tubs or whatever, aka Mike. My name is Tim.
I'm Brecky.
And I'm drinking a delicious beverage. This is called Balls. BAWLS.
Someone wanted to go back to high school.
It's the best energy drink ever. It's a really good energy drink. I'm not sponsored to say that. I wish I was. That would be awesome. They'd send me a case of balls.
Please,
Get
my
on it,
wallet
balls.
can't handle it anymore.
Your wallet? What wallet?
The wallet that's in your pants.
So, there's also something else that I'd like to say before we get started. I'd like to say a special happy birthday to Kendo, our first mod and one of our first viewers. And he's been hanging out with us pretty much since the beginning. Kendo, we really appreciate you. Happy birthday, buddy. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us and being in chat today. I know it's, you could be doing a billion other things like actually having a life, but...
Who has time for lives?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Video games to play.
Right. And speaking of which, we're going to be... Oh, today we got a Japan crate.
Yeah, wait. Oh, I have it. It's buried.
The crate of Japan. So there it is. We have our Japan crate for this week. We actually have two, so we'll be doing another one in the near future. I don't know when, but we're not doing two tonight.
Because I can't
That's
handle
overkill.
that.
That's too much candy for one night, I think. That's too much. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyways... So, yeah, we'll be getting into things, but welcome to Season 3 of the show. Let's roll right into it. So, what have you been... We always start the show with, what have you been playing? So, Reki, why don't you start us off? What have you been playing?
Story time! We went into a neighboring city-town thing area.
City-town thing.
And went to an E-trade post. I don't know if you have that. They,
No, it's
old games and stuff
it's only
sometimes.
Bradenton.
Really?
No, it doesn't exist anywhere else.
So, it's like an old school store where they sell, old games and stuff.
Legit, that's all they sell. They sell
Basically.
Game Gear, Dreamcast.
Yeah, things that I'm too young for,
Oh, brother.
What? It's true.
You're 2 years younger than me. You're not too young for it. You just didn't get into gaming until the PS2 era. It's your fault.
Just because you don't want to be an old man.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, so we
know
went
I'm
there.
An old man. Get off my back.
And we found my Grail game, Xenosaga Episode 3. And somebody who is amazing and shall not be named bought it for me. even though it was exorbitantly priced because it's extremely rare.
Yeah.
And so I've been playing that, and I'm so happy with it. I love it.
And for those of you who don't know, a Grail game for us is one of those games that you've got on your list that you've always either never played and you've like seen a lot about and always wanted to, like part of a series, or a game that you played back in the past and you could never find again that you used to own that you found and it's time to pick up. So like for me, it would be like Uncharted Waters 2 New Horizons would be my Grail game. If I saw that sitting in a store or on eBay if it was on eBay for a reasonable price or in a store physically where I could put my hands on it in good shape. Wow, it sounds like somebody's like ice skating on our roof. There's a jet flying overhead. You just have to buy it. I mean, it's like one of those instant buy type things that you've been looking for forever and you finally found it and got your hands on it. So
yeah, I came across a couple copies when I was younger but didn't have the money to afford it at the time, and I thought I'd never find it again, and I have. So
yep, and it was in good shape too.
Yeah,
had the manual and everything.
I'm playing that. So blast from the
Quite
past.
Nice. For a lot of people, the Grail game is like an original black box copy of Final Fantasy VII, whereas like they had the greatest hits version and all that, which technically wasn't any different, but
didn't have
the black
CD
one,
art and stuff.
yeah, and the black one was definitely a lot rarer. So that's a Grail game for a lot. And Grail games are definitely cool because it's like one of those things that you're just like, if I see that in a store, I'm buying it. If I got the money for it.
Yeah, how about you guys? Any Grail games on your list that you would just faint if you were gonna buy it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's even newer gen games like DS games and stuff that are out of print that didn't get a whole lot of airtime or press or anything. So,
ice skaters.
So, yeah, if you got something out there in chat, make sure you say so because there's a lot of them out there that are like
sleeper hits,
things that never really picked up, that sort of thing. That may have seen limited release like here in the States or something that you might be able to find more frequently in like Japanese, but not in English. So.
And we've dabbled a little bit in Final Fantasy XIV.
Yep.
Recently, so
it's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
You've been all over the place. What you've been playing?
Aren't I always though? I mean, last night was horror game night, so we did our horror games again. Yeah.
That's funny if you want to laugh at on YouTube. It's up there.
Branku 1900 says hello from Germany. Hey Branku, it's good to see you.
Hey.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Yeah, so pretty much, I played F.E.A.R. First Encounter Assault Recon, which is a game that was developed for the PC and the Xbox 360, like really early, like one of the first Xbox 360 games.
It's an older one.
It's older. Still quite a good-looking game for its age. And then we played Layers of Fear, which is finally in full release. I did a full playthrough of that. Oh man, that game is stressful and
you can't
horrifying.
Pull up your old save data because they changed a lot of things, so you have to start over.
And I was like, oh
but
yeah, well then I'll have seen all this stuff. That sucks.
Not even 2 minutes in,
and then
that was different.
Yeah, so much was different, and it was really well done. I hate horror games and I get scared easily, but I will be straight up. It was beautifully done, excellent game. They just did such a good job on it. And I highly recommend it if you ever get a chance. I think it's out on like PS4 and Xbone now too.
I'm not sure about that.
It's on consoles, so you can pick it up.
He hates horror games, so that is high praise.
Yeah, and I gotta say it was really good. So definitely an interesting story, and it actually makes you think a little bit, which I like in a game. So kind of makes you question some things like what is my character's motivation and what really happened and what's really going on and that sort of thing. And I think that's pretty solid.
I love that unreliable narrator archetype.
Yeah. And if you really want to check out my gameplay of it and hear me shriek in fear repeatedly, you can go check it out on our YouTube.
You need that in your life.
So I highly recommend it. Not from a personal standpoint. Yeah, his iPod ran out right after horror games started.
Well, you can still catch it on YouTube, and it's worth it.
Yeah. So. I mean, surprisingly, F.E.A.R. had lost its scariness because it was all like shooting sections and like really difficult parts.
Sometimes gameplay can take the
it can take the fear out of it. And I mean, the same thing happened to me with Amnesia, The Dark Descent. It just like it was too much explore and like look in things, and I just lost all of its appeal on me, and things like that. So yeah, horror games are an interesting thing for me because it has to have this like really nice. It has to have a lot of jump scares for it to really bug me, and it has to have like this really psychological element. And I think Layers of Fear capture that perfectly because it actually like captures somebody's descent into madness to the point where it's almost like what you would imagine an LSD trip would look like, you know? So there's just all these crazy colors and like weird like creatures and baby dolls and absolute madness, absolute craziness.
I'm having flashbacks just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, it's a rough game for sure, but it's fun, and horror game night was fun. Besides that, I've been playing honestly a little bit of everything. I mean, from The Sims 3 to we did a Pokemon Day back on the 28th, I think it was, when I got back from my TSA trip.
In February.
Yeah, and at the end of February, played through Pokemon Snap, started Crystal, started Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, did a Let's Try. Oh, by the way, and for those of you who don't know what a Let's Try is, a Let's Try is where I take a game and I start playing it, and I play like an hour to 2 hours of it, and if it sticks, then I continue it. If it doesn't, I just put it down and walk away from it, but I gave it a fair shake and a good attempt at, the old college try. And
I'm sure many of you have overflowing Steam libraries or piles of games in the corner that you bought and were going to play and never got around to it.
And that's pretty much what Let's Try boils down to is I've got a ton of games and I don't necessarily I'm not interested enough to commit a huge amount of time, but if I just commit an hour or two into it, then yeah, it might grab me and I might want to beat it, but I didn't have high hopes for it in the first place. So if it doesn't really pan out, it doesn't pan out, and nothing really lost. But I got to be able to say, hey, I tried it and it wasn't for me. And I think that's what it comes down to, at least from that perspective.
I know a couple of Let's Tries recently you've done have really snagged you, like Slime Rancher.
Slime Rancher was really good. That actually didn't become a Let's Try. That became a full playthrough of what content was available, just because that game was so addictive. I knew that you weren't
looking for much when you went into it and ended up loving it.
I was not expecting much at all, but Slime Rancher is one of my favorite games.
So cute.
It is. It's super cute, and the mechanics are good, and visually it's beautiful. Like, just the art style is really cool, and everything works really well. I mean, you can build pens and capture these slimes, and you can kind of mix and match what the slimes are by giving them the nuggets.
Crossbreeding.
Yeah, the nuggets they drop, which is more like their feces, which is what's worth the money. But if you give one type, if you give one slime a different type of slime's droppings, I guess, after you feed them, they'll turn into like a hybrid of the two types. So it's very interesting. Get my Steam message about the Kotaku article. It depends on when you sent it, Kendo. I need to get you on our stream mod chat so you can so we have that stuff archived, because Steam doesn't work out for me very well. People send me messages and then the power goes off and it gets lost, or something goes nuts on my computer and it hates it. So yeah, Steam eats a lot of messages for me. But no, I did not see them. But I'll talk to you about that after the show, Kendo, and we'll get you on the mod chat. But I really did enjoy Slime Rancher. I also tried Stardew Valley. I did a Let's Try that, and that game that's an enigma. It's an enigma for me. It's very popular right now. Like, it's blown up.
A lot of people. Have anybody out there tried it? I'm not really interested because I'm a diehard Harvest Moon fan, and the art style's a little too busy for me.
And they say that if you're a Harvest Moon fan, you'll love it, though. And
the art style is definitely too much going on for me, so I'm not real interested. Well,
I didn't have too many expectations going into the Let's Try of it, but yeah, it's like a mix of Harvest Moon with... Isn't there another game they said it was mixed with? Like Animal Crossing or something like that, where everything's like time-based, something like that. And and there's just a lot of... It's like a farm management type thing. You inherit a farm and you've got to raise...
It
creatures
looks a little
and
too like Farmville to me. That old
Does it?
Facebook game.
I don't know about that.
Back when.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think it's that quite on that level.
That's my impression, though. So,
but yeah, I mean, Farmville wasn't a bad looking game, but it was quite a repetitive.
The Scourge of the Earth, way back when.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that it was a bad looking game. I mean, it had to look okay to kind of pull all those people in. But Stardew Valley is definitely, I don't think, a casual game. Like, it's casual gameplay and relaxed, but like you actually have to manage things and work really hard at making it work and things like that. And if you're into the Harvest Moon games, I hear that's kind of a game and to do. And Kendo says it's Harvest Moon, and pretty much it is.
With a different art style.
It's based heavily off of that.
It seems a lot more expansive, though. So
yeah.
It has that going for it.
Kendo says it's Harvest Moon without the child labor. And pretty much.
Child labor. That's what I want.
That's what you want from your games.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much one of those deals. If you are looking for a game to sink a lot of time into, and I hear there's a lot you can do in that game, go for it. I played about an hour of it, barely scratched the surface, but Beep really, really enjoyed that. And I think it's worthwhile if you're into that sort of a management kind of relaxed game. And I've been taking it upon myself to play more chill games lately on stream. A lot of Minecraft. We actually have a Minecraft server now for Insert Coin Theater, which everyone's welcome to join.
It is fun.
It is fun, and the details are available in chat right now. While I'm streaming, you can do !Minecraft in chat, and it'll tell you the server deets. Been playing The Sims 3 a lot, which is a ton of fun. Also, that game is the game that keeps on giving. We started a house with 6 members of chat at the time, all living under one roof and wreaking havoc upon each other.
The baby.
Yeah, so Sari Chan actually was like was heckling her own child. It was hilarious, like as a baby.
Lots of hijinks.
Yeah, just
that you get up to
complete craziness, and with how unpredictable it gets with that many expansion packs installed, we have all but one. It gets really unpredictable in some regards. Like somebody died in my house right at a staircase, and then Death got stuck in the Grim Reaper came through the ground, warped in, and got stuck in the house during a party, like a pool party. So everyone's like hanging out, and Death is just like starting to talk to people and like hang out. And it's like, what is he doing?
Drunk.
And then he took the stairs and then teleported out. Like taking the stairs was a necessary thing or something like that. So it was something special. So. Well, Kendo, it doesn't do me any good right now. I'm not reading a link while I'm doing the show, man. So that's just gonna get lost
in space again.
Listen to me. But overall, yeah, there's been a lot of extremely interesting games that I've been playing, and it's been a real gift to be able to play as many games as I get to and hang out with some of the best folks in chat that I've ever met. And we have like a little community growing here at ICT, and we appreciate you guys a lot. And I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate that you guys are sticking with us and giving us another go on the old podcast.
The mush is killing me.
Oh, what?
The mush.
Oh, get over yourself. I'm just saying, I really appreciate it, and I know it's sad that George isn't on the podcast anymore, at least for now. I hope he does come back, but we're gonna do our best to keep working on it and making things better and keep growing. So groovy. Other than that, I don't think there's anything I've been playing. Is there? I got off on a tangent there. Sorry. I get carried away sometimes. That's why we can't have nice things, I
guess. That's pretty much all we've been doing.
Well, what are you looking forward to that's coming up? I mean, No Man's Sky is coming up soon.
I knew you were going to mention it. I was avoiding it like the plague.
But yeah, No Man's Sky is gonna be something special.
I don't want to be interested. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to feed into the hype. I don't want to even.
You're
think
worried
about
it's gonna
it.
pull a spore.
I'm so
I understand.
Afraid that it's gonna
I understand.
Tank.
I understand the fear, and I understand that.
I can't.
You can't have even a nugget of hope.
I can't even.
No, you can't even. You've lost your ability to can.
My ability to can. I just feel like I'm gonna get excited, and then I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's good," and then I'm gonna get all hopeful, and then my spirits are gonna be crushed like so many times before, and I can't do it. I can't be excited for this one.
You can do it.
I can't.
You can.
I'm choosing not to be
give
excited
in to
for
the
this
hype
one.
gravy train, Reki.
I'm not gonna. Just, this one, you're gonna have to get on that train without me, because
Choo choo.
I can't do it.
The hype train rolls on, I'm not exactly hyped about it either. The promises are so lofty. They're so huge. They're just like, there's gonna be like 7 alien languages and sex,
if they manage to do 75% of what they're promising, I think it will be a good game. I don't think they're gonna hit that full promises, and it's gonna disappoint a lot of people, and a lot of people are gonna be mad and cranky about it.
Well,
we're gonna hear a lot of backlash.
They said there's how many factions, and then each one has a unique language that'll be decipherable or something, and then you'll be able to. Stop saying no. I gotta explain it for our listeners. You're not the only one here.
I can't take it.
But there's supposed to be all these planets that you can go and explore, and like they'll have like random unique life forms on them, and each planet will be like habitable and nameable by you, and just it makes me wonder how in depth, like what you'll be able to do with those planets. Like even if you get to that point,
go visit. You're gonna be able to.
Is it
land
just like you
it.
land and then go say hi and then leave and you name it, or do you get to like build things on it and you actually there's like a mini game, like a meta game around like planet colonization and like mining and things like that?
I think
I don't know. It's just there's so many there's a lot of questions that I have that I'm afraid to dig into, or that they just plain haven't shown anything about.
They haven't, which is another reason why I think that they're showing everything the game is. Like right now. Like I don't think they're holding anything back.
Really?
So usually, game companies do hold stuff back so that you get a surprise when you're playing it, and then when they decide to tell you everything up front, like now, you go into it expecting more and you get disappointed because it's all there is. It's like when movies put the best part of it, the movie, in the trailer, and then the whole time you're like, that was funny, but what about the other 65 minutes of this?
Right. Well, Kendo says there's mining and stuff, and I'm aware of that, but like they don't really go into depth how that plays out by landing on a planet. Do you get to build like an automated structure and turn planets into industrial planets where you can turn those into income? Like they haven't done like an amazing job. And Kendo says some planets are protected and robots will try to kill you if you ruin it too much.
I have seen the robot attack video thing.
But again, like where does that play into the whole game? Are those specifically protected planets by those factions? They haven't given enough detail to really make it to sell it. And that's my thing, is I want to like it and I want to believe, but it's one of those things that like The Division, and The Division, granted, has lived up to a lot of what it's purported to be. And I think that's a good thing for Ubisoft. They need a good release because they've been screwing up pretty bad a lot lately. But can this small company whose biggest claim to fame is Joe Danger deliver on such a lofty promise? And that's my question. I mean, their biggest game is literally called Joe Danger, and it's where you play a stunt action man. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it's on a whole other level from this. This is world building, infinite exploration, online multiplayer, persistent universe type stuff.
I just think that they're not gonna.
Then they say that you wouldn't be able to connect with your friends, so they're like, don't even bother trying to play with your friends because you guys could end up on the entire opposite sides of the universe and never ever find each other. And I find that a little, I find that a little silly too, because games like Elite Dangerous and stuff, you can still at least link up with your friends and do stuff.
After 6 hours of traveling.
But that's better than...
I know that pain.
That's way better than never finding your friends. And I think that it's a little unreasonable to expect that a persistent online world... It's a little weird to expect you're not going to want to play with friends. I mean, it's 2016. If you're going to make an online persistent world, you're going to need to play with people. So, I mean, there's some games where there's an exception, but I don't feel like the space simulation genre is the one to do that in. Because that kind of thing is, people are going to form armadas even if they're not friends with each other and pick on people. And if you could get with your friends and have some protection, it would make more sense.
Wow, okay.
All right,
I think I swallowed a gnat. All right, there, just...
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hacking a lung?
I'm just so upset about this that I can't contain it. Yeah, I just think we'll have to wait and see what promises ended up being kept and what don't.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals where we probably won't know until the game's out.
Speaking of hype trains going off a cliff, if that's what we're talking about.
Sure. Works for me. Let's go. Bring it.
Final Fantasy 15. I'm hearing a lot of information trickling through about that now. Square Enix has decided to be open as far as Square Enix can possibly be about development and what it's going. And in a few days, we should be getting a final, firm, whatever that means to Square Enix, release date on it.
Which means their first target date that they'll push back by 6 months.
According to what the company's saying, that it's in polishing stage, and they've written all of it. They're just bug fixing right now.
So
we might see it by the end of the year.
So how long before they realize that they can cut it into episodes and say, "Oh, it's not really finished, but we'll sell you the first part for $30 and then sell you the rest for $35 later, and it'll come out in 6 months."
Someone's still mad about that.
You know,
it's a terrible model. No, I don't disagree with you at all.
And I think that's something that's important to talk about is the new Hitman game and the way that they've done that.
Let me finish.
Yeah, please do. I want to come back to that though.
Okay,
because we're on the topic of Square Enix.
Square Enix,
yeah,
right?
So
no,
we need to discuss it. We do.
So I am also, having been a staunch Final Fantasy fanatic for as long as I've been playing video games, I am hopeful and also guarded, cautious as to what's coming out around. This is a game that's been in development hell for almost a decade now. And
that's kind of typical for Final Fantasy games, though, isn't it?
No, because it's changed platforms twice.
Didn't 13 go through the same growing pains, though? I thought it did.
No, not at all. See, that's the problem. This game was originally a Final Fantasy 13, one of the three.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it was going to be that versus, and then what was the other one that they were going to do?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We don't talk about that one.
I could talk about 30 minutes about this. But, so it's gone through a lot of changes, and it's probably not even close to the same story they were telling us about 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so I am very cautiously optimistic about any new information coming from that.
Right.
So, on the other hand, Square Enix has been fumbling quite a bit lately, including...
Yeah, with Hitman, unfortunately. Well, before I get into that, Kendo says Overwatch, which is made by Blizzard, is being released on May 24th with open beta starting May 3rd. So, yeah, definitely get in on that if you get a chance. I'm going to probably be playing it on stream. So, FYI. Thanks, Kendo. So, Hitman... Lord, man, I don't even know what to say about this game. So, what they've done is they've taken what amounts to a regular $60 release and made it episodic. And... what they've done
because it works for Telltale, so it'll work for everything else, of course.
Except this isn't a story game, so that's the weird thing. So what they've done is they've taken the first 2 missions, literally 2 missions, and the prologue and the first mission, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and they have released those 2 as the introduction package of the game, which is $30, and then if you like that, you can upgrade to the full package for $35 more. So it comes out to be $65. And you
what's that get you?
2 more missions coming out in May and June.
How many missions total is it going to be?
Or maybe April and May. I'm not sure. However, it's not an excuse.
I'm saying if it was 4 episodes total and they gave you half the game now and half the game later, that I could maybe...
But if 2 missions... I'm sorry.
But if they saying, here's 2 missions for $30, here's 2 more missions for $30, there's 2 more missions later for $30. Now you're asking for $190, $100 for a game release. Well, just wait and release them all into the game. Don't do that.
It's only a few months difference. Just wait. And that's what a lot of people are just kind of like, what? Like, you can buy the whole package for $60 and you'll get the base game, the introductory package, plus the episode content later.
But is there going to be more of those that you're going to have to pay for again?
That's a good question. Are they going to add more episode packs? We don't know.
When does the game end? How many episodes are in the game?
That's the question, and you don't know. And what's to stop them from you buying in to $30 or even $60 and then them just completely phoning it in on the last episodes. And just being like, all right, we got your money. We don't need to do any real work on this. It's stupid. It makes no sense.
It kind of feels like a bit of a Kickstarter kind of.
Yeah, except
fiasco.
Kickstarters will at least give you alpha access, and then
Sometimes.
Yeah,
but
this is a AAA company.
That's what I'm saying. Is the company doesn't need that startup capital
No.
to finish their game. Like or if they were going to go with this episodic model, keep the price reasonable, like maybe $15 instead of $30.
Yeah.
For a continuing, like the Telltale games.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can buy those in episodes, and I think it comes out to be about maybe a little more than buying the whole package, the whole season pass right up front. But if you don't like the way the story's going, you can just stop paying for it. And that's the kind of thing that, while in theory it sounds like a cool idea, and I think it is an interesting concept personally, where you can pay a little bit, get an a game that feels fairly complete, which I'm not saying Hitman does, but you could get a game that feels fairly complete, and you could get a ton of added content later on that really fleshes out the game and really
I feel
builds
like
out
that
the
was
world.
the original idea behind the whole DLC fiasco.
Yeah, well, that's what DLC kind of was intended for. Was
be.
supposed to be what expansion packs were, except you'd pay for them and get them online and get them quicker.
Like if
but
you really want to give people like a taste of your game to make them want to buy the full game, release a demo. Release the prologue mission as a demo, or even pay $3 or $1 or something for a demo. That a lot of people would be willing to do that.
That's one of those things that actually I think Jenks had mentioned to me in chat.
Where did my demos go? Bring them back.
And that's just it. Is why don't you do demos?
I mean,
apparently
they cost so much.
Brother,
to
that's a load of garbage. You know what they should do? They should make these demos just take the full game, right? Literally just hack it at a certain point, put an invisible wall up that says, thanks for playing, please buy the full game. And that's it. That's all they have to do.
That's
it's
what
really
a lot
not
of the
that hard.
DS demos do. They let you play the first couple missions.
A $1,200 movie pre-order for the Assassin's Creed movie? I've not heard about that.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing
that's
that's
a
happened?
thing, yeah, I've not heard about that. If that's a thing, well, thanks, Ubi.
As far as Assassin's Creed goes, I understand what they were doing with we're going to release a game every year or every other year, but stop. Just stop. You went from having a good franchise to beating a dead horse in a matter of 5 years. Just knock it off.
Creed did not need that. It didn't. It's not an episodic kind of thing. It doesn't need it every year. Like, it's not Call of Duty.
Right.
It doesn't have a competitive aspect to drive the game forward. Like, it has a competitive mode, but everyone wants to play it for the single player, for the story. And so, like, in Unity, which was so glitchy it was unplayable at points, you couldn't even get the story. So how much of the story now is fragmented and broken because they had an almost unplayable game in the middle there somewhere? Like, the stories 1, 2, 3, and 4 actually all kind of interweaved and connected to each other. And now I think they're just kind of losing the plot because they're rushing it too much.
I was a real big fan of Assassin's Creed, and now I don't really care about it at all.
It's just whenever a game like that hits really massively big, the studios just see dollar signs or the publishers see dollar signs.
Stop.
You got a crappy crossbow if you did the $1,200 movie pre-order. But the thing with movies is usually those are done by the Hollywood studios and not by game studios. So I don't know how much of that is pushed by Ubisoft and how much of that $1,200 pre-order, as you say, is pushed forward by Ubi versus whatever crappy company built the movie.
I think the idea of pre-orders is dying in the game sector, and to try and bring it into like another like movie sector or the book sector is it's ridiculous. It's like, it didn't work here. Why do you think it's going to work over there? No, stop. Make a product and then say, hey, this is my product. Buy this if you want to enjoy it.
Look at indie games. I mean, simply put, just look at how many indie games have come out that have been really good, either that are kickstarted or even have that early access functionality. I mean, games like Super Hot, which was really good, the most innovative shooter I've played in years, or games like Stardew Valley, or Undertale, stuff like that. Just even if it's early access, you at least get to see the development progress, which they don't always end correctly. Granted, we'll say that much. A lot of early access games do flop, but I feel like you're still getting a more tangible thing than you do with pre-orders, where they're just like,
you promise the money and then they do whatever they want.
Here's an in-game content thing you're gonna get with this game. Ooh. It doesn't matter.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
No.
Thanks a lot.
Stop the pre. Although I do find myself on the. I mean, the marketing's really, they know how to get into your head. So I occasionally find myself on a hype train and end up doing a pre-order and then hate myself afterwards for 4 months.
Well, certain games are kind of guaranteed in some regards, and that's because you know what you're going to get well before you get it. I'm trying to think of an example because I know there's a couple that I've pre-ordered that I've not regretted at all.
And there are a couple that you've pre-ordered that you have, though.
Well, I mean, look at Destiny, and
So
don't get me on the Destiny hate train.
I would rather not.
Yeah, you can't really. I really don't want to get on the Destiny hate train right now. I could go on for hours with that. So, unfortunately, games like Destiny, which kind of pull the bait and switch, are a bummer. They
Any
really,
game
truly
that
are.
decides to do that is.
So, other than that, I mean, what else has been going on in gaming since we got on hiatus?
I don't know, because I barely remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, so chat's gonna have to help me out here and fill me in with. Oh boy!
Well, I did get a Wii U. I know that I've railed on it in the past, so let me make my excuses and let me.
Bought an amiibo.
Well, but I've already said multiple times I fall victim to that stuff. So I love the little statues. I've said that multiple times.
It's just funny.
But like
everyone's allowed to change their mind.
Yeah, it's just let me just say that I'm still not a big fan of the gimmick. I don't like motion controls. I don't like having stupid screens in my controllers. That's excessive and unnecessary.
Unless it's the DS.
But I mean, the DS, the console is the controller. I mean, it's all in one. You
screens.
Expect that, but you expect that. I mean, it's part of the package.
It's part of the package.
Not with the Wii.
No?
Most games don't even use that stupid pad, but like certain games require it and don't even use it that much. Like Splatoon, it's like I don't need this stupid pad. I don't even know why they're making me use it. But
they're trying something different, and I'll always respect them for trying something new.
I won't.
Whether it flops or not.
I won't respect. As badly as people have railed against motion controls in the recent years, look at the Kinect, look at PlayStation Move, look at the Wii. I mean, the Wii came out, it exploded because it was revolutionary and new.
And fun.
And after about 3 years, everyone was like, okay, this is stupid and sucks because everything's a stupid minigame and everything. There's no real... There were maybe 4 or 5 games out of the entire Wii library that really utilized it without using it in a gimmicky minigame kind of fashion. So, I mean, like Zelda and stuff, even then you didn't really necessarily need it to go like this. I mean, you could have done that with a button press. And so, I think in Skyward Sword, you had some kind of
Skyward Sword was the best, and it came right at the end of the Wii's life, but the motion controls are precise and interesting and actually feel like they do a lot for the game.
And that's just one out of maybe 5 or 6 examples that I could think of.
I agree with you there. And it was a lot of work they put into making that integrated, but most games didn't bother. It was just waggle your arm around.
Right. And that's part of my problem with the whole gimmick is they still incorporated motion controls into the Wii U and still used the same sensor bar and everything. And it's like, guys, learn your freaking lesson and just listen to what people want.
People don't know what they want.
But gamers in general do a pretty good job of dictating.
Don't think so.
When it comes to motion controls, how many broken TVs does it take? How many videos of people
use the strap?
How many videos of people flopping around in front of their TVs like idiots playing the Kinect does it take for them to realize that it's not something that is currently doable in a console environment? VR maybe, but
see, I think that once you start telling companies and stuff not to innovate anymore, then you just get the same.
I'm not telling them not to innovate. I'm telling them to drop the crappy gimmicks that don't work.
But that's where the innovation comes from. Is it's got to be a crappy gimmick first.
Well, unfortunately, it's always Nintendo that does it, and that's part of the problem. I mean, in terms of controller innovation, something like the PS4's touchpad in the middle, that's a pretty cool thing, and it's actually useful.
I never.
It's used in some games pretty intuitively. You don't need a whole screen in your freaking controller.
No, I mean, I'm not
because
saying
when you're playing
do.
your game, you want to look at your screen, not down at your controller, and do this number while you're trying to play a game. That's part of the problem. You don't want to look up and down and get whiplash from trying to play friggin' Zombie U or whatever.
Hold it up, so
but that's not comfortable. You want to hold a controller like a controller.
We're coming from two different worlds here.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I mean, I'm coming from a core gaming perspective though, not a casual perspective.
Well, I think what you're talking about is specifically motion controls, and what I'm talking about is trying new things in general.
All right. I guess I can get behind that.
I agree. I don't like motion controls either, but I'm glad that they tried it.
I'm fine with innovation, but I think there's a line where it's innovation versus something so off the wall that it's dumb. Does that make sense? Something like a screen in your controller, I don't see as innovative. I see that as a gimmick to try to sell games doing something weird.
I'm proud of them for have tried it.
Fair enough. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that because I think I hate it. However, I do like my Wii U.
Ricky just got called a casual, says Kendo.
Well, I mean, you know. You know.
My favorite console is probably always going to be DS.
It's casual. You're casual.
I loved my PS
Freaking
Vita,
casual.
my PSP, handhelds. Man,
nothing wrong with being a handheld gamer. I'm just giving you grief. But I do like my Wii U. I got Hyrule Warriors and Splatoon for it.
I've been playing the crap out of Splatoon.
Yeah, Splatoon's a great game, and it's very fun with friends. I play with Sari Chan and Deja sometimes. Fun game. Lot to do in that game. Lots of interesting maps. A pretty, actually surprisingly interesting shooter from Nintendo, and I was not expecting that. I figured it would be stupid and kiddie. And it is very kiddie and aesthetic, but visually it's nice. Like, the graphics are really unique, and the way they did the character models is unique, and there's a lot of customization. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with cartoony style, but I just thought it would be super kiddish and, like, not very deep, but it's surprisingly got a lot of depth, and there's a lot of maps, and it's just very interesting. I mean, it's if you want to just go code a map in a color of paint, you can do that. It's fun. You just run around and zap people, and it's people get weirdly competitive with it, as they do with all shooters, no matter what it is. However, it's a very fun game if you just want to casually play a game with friends. I mean, you can shout and scream and get upset and, you know, freak out at each other, and there's not a whole lot of pressure to, like, perform well. You just have fun, and that's what I like about it. I love that. It's rare because I play games like Dirty Bomb, and I get a lot of backseat gaming, and that stresses you out because you don't want people. Because being a streamer, you don't want people to come in and tell you, you know, oh, you suck, you're crappy, do this, do that. Kendo, I'm looking at you.
I was wondering if he was going to poke that in there.
But overall, it adds stress, which ruins the fun for me. And it's one of those things, and I'm not picking on you, Kendo. I'm riffing on you, man. But
I backseat game all the time.
it does that. I mean, it happens in just about every shooter I play. I mean, I've played Counter-Strike, and I've had people like, oh, well, you know, do this and this, and while advice is welcome, people telling you like how to play, like something completely counterculture to your play style, is insulting. So, like, if they're like, "Oh, you just need to get better," well, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and devote hundreds of hours of my life. So, you know, it's one of those things where shooters, as a kind of breed a culture that's not. It's not exactly the most welcoming all the time, and Splatoon, you don't get that so much.
I feel that any kind of competitive game, that kind of behind-the-game meta, where there's one right way to do it, one right way to be the most powerful, or to have the best moveset.
Like in World of Warcraft now?
Or, it's always been that way in WoW.
No, World of Warcraft was not that way.
Yeah, it was, because even back when we were playing Vanilla or Burning Crusade, everybody was telling me, oh, you can't use that, you should use these moves in this order because it's the most powerful, it's the best moveset. There was all that meta happening behind the screens that just some people don't enjoy it all.
And it's true. I mean, games like League of Legends are the worst in terms of community for that too.
Any kind of competitive game.
But League of Legends by far is the worst. Their community is the most toxic I think I've ever seen. It's a terrible, terrible place. I mean, even you've never gone to League of Legends, have you? Looked in their community.
I'm not interested at all.
Stay far, far away.
But even Pokemon, the mainstream Pokemon games,
people do get weird about that.
Get so competitive in the meta, and the these moves are the best, and you have to use this item with
you gotta have this. You gotta have 6 IVs, and
I just want to play with the cute monsters. I just stop. Just go.
You gotta
leave
use
me
Charizard
alone.
with the Mega Stone, and if you don't use the Mega Evolution, then you're terrible, and you should quit and sell your game.
Let me play my game the way I want to play it. I don't care if I suck.
Kendo says that I get backseat gaming because I do suck and I'm crappy. I admit to that readily every time I play.
He's trying to rip you. Thanks, Kendo. Don't work him up right before we have candy.
but let me take the bait for a second because
God.
no, I want to take the bait on that because it's true because I'm the first to tell you I'm not good at games and I don't play games to be good at them. I play games to enjoy them. And one of the things that I find interesting is that, and I'm not necessarily saying Kendo feels that way. I think he's just trying to get under my skin. But I've seen people that do get that way, and they're like, "Well, if you're gonna play, you should play it right." And it's very frustrating.
That is the basis behind all of that meta. Is that because they enjoy being the best, everyone else obviously has to enjoy being the best, and there's no other way to enjoy a game other than being the best. And it's like, no, I want to go over there and just throw berries at people. I don't want to do any of that. That's not how I enjoy it.
Right. So. And it's interesting to run into. It really truly is.
Yeah, Kendo. Thing. It's like I'll use my Master Ball on that Ditto if I feel like it.
Exactly. If you want to go use Master Ball on a Rattata, use it.
I wanted that Rattata. Just leave me alone.
That Rattata's in the top percentage of all Rattata. I like shorts.
Oh.
They're comfy and easy to wear.
Backing up. Speaking of Pokemon,
I'm
gonna
moving it back. Rewind.
I just finished Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
Is that 3DS?
The latest, the 3DS. The latest Mystery Dungeon. And I went into it expecting it's a roguelike, and if you don't know what that is, basically the dungeons are all.
I thought it was a dungeon crawler.
It's a same thing. Oh. The dungeons are all.
I think that was like Rogue. I thought Rogue was
roguelikes.
And
all the dungeons are random. So every time you go in the dungeon, the layout's different, the items are different. You go and you fight things. Everything's different. Derp. So, and I expected to go in and be like, oh, it's going to be a cute little fun roguelike with Pokemon, yay.
Yay.
The story and the characters and the whole mechanic, everything was way beyond, like, blew my expectations out of the water.
Yeah.
The story alone was 10 times more mature and interesting and engaging than a mainstream Pokemon game has ever been for me.
That's cool.
So if you like Pokemon at all and you feel like the mainstream games are kind of a little kiddish, like definitely, and if you like roguelikes at all, check out Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon because it is one of the best games I played in years.
That's pretty big recommendation. You play a lot of RPGs and stuff too, so
it is just incredible. Yeah. So that's my glowing recommendation for them.
Nice, very nice. So I guess games to play: Super Hot, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Layers of Fear.
So an eclectic bunch to this month.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's been
take
something.
What you will. Some for everybody.
I think that we should probably jump into our Japan Crate.
Great. Do you have the thing? Do you know the sound that works? Or are you gonna have to sing it yourself?
It's a great time for Crate Time.
Wait.
I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not. I got to get all the videos reworked and stuff. I got to do a bunch of stuff like that. So,
put that up
well, welcome to Insert Coin Theater. If you've never seen us before, it's all about the technical difficulties.
The mystery dungeons. I played a couple. I played some of the old ones, Red, Blue, Rescue Teams, and then Gates of Infinity. I played that one as well.
I couldn't get through the first hour of Red Rescue Team after.
They're both really traditional roguelikes, and Super Mystery Dungeon is completely different. I really think you'd enjoy it.
Really?
You should at least try it. It's definitely, even if you don't like roguelikes, it's really good.
Yeah, I had a lot of issues with Red Rescue Team. I played that on Pokemon Day, and it kind of turned into a mess. Is this the most recent one, or is this the one before?
No, this is the one.
Oh, cool. All right, good thing I'm not hungry, so this is gonna be
Some of these
painful.
aren't really. There are a lot of DIY kits in this one, so I'm picking out the ones that we're gonna try.
You want to start with that, or what do you want to start with?
Okay, you can pick anything.
I don't know what that is.
I don't care. Pick one.
I don't know what this is though.
I don't know. Read it.
I'm
Don't
not
you read
backing.
Japanese?
All right,
God,
we'll do it. Yeah.
nub.
Let me start doing that, yo. All right, so we're gonna start with the. Wait, where'd this one go? I had this one. The Yaukin Moguchu Strawberry, a stick of individually wrapped, chewy strawberry candies. These remind us a lot of Haichus, and Haichus are some of my favorite candy in the universe. I'm not dissing on it, Kendo. There's nothing wrong with Red Rescue Team. I'm just not. I just didn't enjoy it. I'll tell you all day.
Can you port that over a little bit so that I can see, so that I'm getting this in the frame?
Yeah, hold on.
Technical difficulties.
There. How's that?
Tim got a really good deal recently on a tablet. So we're gonna have a nice tablet and hopefully be able to.
We'll have a
organize
better way of
ourselves better.
keeping track of chat and stuff in the middle of the show without having the laptop. All right.
Smells like a haichu.
Holy crap, that's strawberry.
Smells like a strawberry haichu.
Okay, so pretty much for those of you who don't know what we do on Japan Crate Days, before we dig into these, is we get a Japan Crate from the company called Japan Crate, and it's full of candies and snacks and sodas and stuff like that from Japan. And they kind of give you a description of what it is, and we try them out and we rate them based on what we think and kind of based on previous crates, and at the end we give it an overall rating in comparison with the rest of the crates. Even looks like a Haichu a little bit. So we're going to start with this Moguchu Strawberry Mabob.
It doesn't have an inside like a haichu.
Yeah.
It's very chewy.
This is weird. This
Must
has
slobber all over myself.
Yeah, that's really odd. So it's a white brick, through and through. It's a hard taffy.
We're not gonna give you free coins, Kendo. Sorry. You gotta earn that.
Yeah, so this is interesting. It's much harder than a Haichu.
I like
Much. Much.
Is that an ash? Is that an ash baby? He heard food, so he came running.
That's hard to swallow. You know, I'm gonna give this. I'll give it a 7.5 on flavor. It's just really hard. I don't like how hard it is. I prefer a soft chew.
I'll eat him.
Maybe an 8, but it's really good.
This thing.
Hmm?
It's grape.
Hold on, I'm not done. What did you rate yours?
8. I'd eat him. 9. Yeah. I'd buy him in a store if I saw them and they were cheap.
I gotta now stop drooling on myself.
I know, it really makes you start drooling.
Gets the mouth watering. Watering.
You're gonna drown if you're not careful.
Okay. Alright, this is the Chorus Grape and Soda Kajiritio. It's a refreshing soda-flavored taffy wrapped in a layer of chewy grape taffy. The stick has a similar consistency to gum, but dissolves over time. So why don't you take a bite out of it, and I'll take a bite out of it.
Very grapey.
That's soft. It does. It reminds me of those cheap bubblegum rolls you can get that are like...
You know what this reminds me of? Those Mambo chews that George gets at the dollar store sometimes.
That's all right. I'm not a huge fan of grape. I'll give it a 7. I mean, it's pretty all right. I mean, I wouldn't actively seek it.
Yeah,
but,
if it was in somebody's cupboard, I'd steal it.
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't actively seek that out for purchase.
All right, let's try this other grape thing. This looks like gummies as well.
The Yaukin Budo Grape Gummy.
It's got a very surprised-looking grape guy on the...
Reminiscent of fruit snacks, but softer in texture. These yummy grape gummies are a favorite amongst Japanese children.
Who doesn't love fruit snacks, right?
Yeah, fruit snacks are the bomb diggity, yo. One of my favorite things. I love fruit snacks.
These smell really bad.
Let me see.
These smell really bad.
Oh, they smell like concentrated, like grape-flavored cough medicine.
That's not what I thought they smelled like, but this
Really?
is a PG-13 show, and I'm not gonna go into. Oh,
I don't think they smell that bad. You gotta try it. Smells like poop.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I don't think it smells that bad.
Tastes like a fruit snack.
There's like no flavor there. For how strong the smell
Yeah,
is.
it's like all of this is in the smell.
For how strong the smell is, it does not taste anything like.
It tastes like nothing. It tastes like
It really.
gelatin.
It tastes just like gelatin with like a very light grape aftertaste. That is the weirdest thing
I'm
because
so disappointed in that.
seriously, this thing like punches you with how strong the smell is. It's extremely potent, like in a bad way.
It really is not a good
It
smell.
actually burns your nostrils. It's that
does.
strong.
It smells
And
like...
you eat it. It's like, it really is like a medicine almost in terms of like smell. Like it's like this really.
Oh, God.
I'll probably eat those later. That's
really?
not too bad.
I'll fucking pass. 3.
I'll eat those later.
I wouldn't touch those if you paid me.
It has a really syrupy mouthfeel afterwards. Like it's really syrupy. Like it feels like you know what it feels like right now? I just took some like Fanta grape syrup and put it on the back of my tongue. Like not a lot, but a little bit, and it's like coated my throat now.
We'll go back to the grape chew thing.
That's really weird. That's really bizarre. I'm not a big fan of that. That's not the greatest thing I've ever had in my life. Was this the Twinbo thing?
The gummies. Gums.
Twinbo Drink Gummy. Each of these sugar-coated sour gummies feature 2 different flavors. Red with cola, blue with ramune, green is lime, yellow is lemon, red is cola, blue is ramen. Pair them together for an intense flavor adventure. So from what these are, is that they're...
resealable package.
Oh, nice.
That apparently is preventing me from opening it.
Well, you know, you are a little special when it comes to that. All right, so this actually has
They're like hard. Though.
yeah, they're like gummy
I'll take
worms.
this
They
one.
feel like gummy worms, but they have a coating on them like
They're
Sour
like-
Patch Kids.
Yeah, but they're like not gummy worms. They're like
Yeah.
they're hard.
And they have multiple colors, and those multiple
Yeah.
colors are the various things. This one has ramune and a color that's not there.
Blue. This blue and purple.
Is that red?
You're blue and purple.
Is that supposed to be red?
No, it's purple.
No, it's purple. Probably gonna be grape.
That's surprisingly soft.
Not a lot of flavor though. Oh, right there it is. Past the sour. It's
I
not
like
really that sour. It's about as sour as a Sour Patch Kid. Nothing super duper special, but
And it has that like carbonated, bubbly soda thing that the Japanese love so much, which I could.
I don't know how they do that with. But seriously, it feels like I've got bubbles on my mouth from the ramen. It almost tastes like cola.
Like
It's really interesting.
if you've had bottle caps and you know how they taste like soda. Like all the Japanese soda candy kind of tastes like that. It's just doesn't impress me all that much.
Hey, Sari-chan.
Sherry-chan, we're eating candy.
I would give that. Okay, so I forgot to rate the grape gummies. What do you give it?
3.
A 3? I'd give it a 5.5 on smell alone. The smell was abysmal. These are not bad, especially if you put the whole thing in your mouth.
I don't like the blue one. Ugh.
Don't throw it out. Don't take any more.
No,
It's good.
Try this one because
Okay.
it's so much better. It's like 95% better.
I just put the whole thing in my mouth, and it's actually really good if it mixes.
I
What?
like the blue one.
No?
The orange one was pretty good, but the blue one, yes.
Hmm.
I would definitely throw these out on the table and sort them out.
I'd eat them at a movie theater.
I guess if you weren't paying attention. You
Mm-hmm. They're pretty good. I like it. You know, I'm going to give these ones a 7. Wouldn't seek them out, but if it was all that was available at a movie counter, I'd be all over it. Oh, cola flavor, no good. Okay,
Really?
cola flavor.
See, I like that one, so.
But this has yellow, so.
We could collectively eat half a package each of the different colors.
This
I
is
didn't
true.
like this one
This
at
is
all.
true.
What is this? Is this gum or?
I don't know. It's not listed on here.
It's right there.
Oh, is that it?
Can't read.
Topu Trio Stick Gum. 6 individually wrapped chewing gums that are perfect for carrying on the go. 3 different flavors: cola, cider, and grape.
Pick your flavor.
Oh boy. Oh good. All right. Do you want to save that for later, or? I'm nervous about the super lemon. Oh, sour is not my friend.
All right, let's do that one.
Okay, well let's do the super lemon then, because I'm in the mood to have my face look like I got punched.
Okay, this has a cute little like comic on the back, like a Western comic strip thing, and she's like, "Oh, juicy," and it's like that sounds so.
And her mouth is like wide open, and she's got like something making the
Hey.
explosion thing in her mouth. It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
About that, man.
Oh, juicy!
They're like about to like suck each other's face off, and she's
Oh,
like, "Juicy." Don't ever
you're
make
supposed to
that
do it
face at me
too.
again.
That's the face they're making. Oh.
Someone's gonna Photoshop me in a compromising position. Thanks for that.
Good. That's pretty funny. Sarah Chan, get on that shit.
Ah, please don't ever do that to me.
Oh, I gotta put $1 in the jar.
What? Oh. I
Put $1 in the swear jar. That's my bad. Beep.
Beep.
All right, so
These make
super
me think
lemon.
Of warheads, lemon
Push your
warheads.
tongue to the limit with an entire bag of individually wrapped super sour lemon hard candies. The first layer is a tart lemon powder, and then there's a mild sweet hard shell, and finally a third layer of intense lemon flavor in the center.
Oh no, they're like covered in a powder.
Oh god.
This is gonna be terrible. They look like warheads.
I'm not excited about this. Well, apparently I don't know how to open a package. No, I didn't call them about the beep. I'm gonna try to do that soon. I just haven't had a chance. We got kind of distracted yesterday. We went out and did something, and it kind of
Drooling.
confused the day. How is it? Is it sour?
It's not quite as bad as a warhead.
Japanese sour isn't really as bad as American sour. Here goes nothing. Oh, dang it. It's still pretty bad. Oh, I hate sour stuff. Oh,
That's a hard candy and it melts out.
did you chew it?
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Oh, it's like coating my mouth with sadness and rage.
That's a Verizon installed a thing for a landline with a battery backup for a landline that we don't own. And the battery backup's dead, so now it beeps, even when it's unplugged.
Ugh. More or less, Sarah Chan. Oh, I hate sour. Blah. Friggin' glad I have water.
You know?
4.5. Nope. I don't like sour for sour's sake.
You know, it's the lemon taste once you get past the initial sour burst.
Lemon's
it's
not
actually
bad,
kinda
but
sweet.
I'm good.
I like it. 7.
I'm good. I'll pass.
I don't know that I buy it, but I would definitely steal it from somebody's cabinet. Let me finish this.
What, you don't want to try some Norishio?
Oh God.
All right. So this resealable tube,
Shoot
this
me.
is called Chipstar Norishio. This resealable tube of potato chips is a lot like American Pringles, but with a tasty Japanese flavor, seaweed and salt. Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Why would you do that? It's actually made by Nabisco. So thanks, fucking Nabisco. Oh, hey, cool. That's interesting. So it comes with a tube, right? And you think it's gonna be Pringles inside, but actually, it's another bag of chips.
Nice.
So if you didn't want to get your hands stuck in the tube thing, give me some. Here, you open this. Give me some water. I gotta try and get the lemon out of my mouth.
It doesn't help. It's there forever. It's a permanent fixture in my mouth now. All right. Well, why don't we just put it in the tube like it should be?
I don't want to put it in the. Oh, fine. Here.
I want to put it in the tube.
Here, like this, and then upside down.
Really, chips? Hold tight.
I can't tell if they smell good or bad.
How does that happen? How is it not?
There's
Whatever.
more chips in there now than... Eat a full one. Don't eat a crumb. Just pick a full one off the top of the...
You're a whiner. All right, here we go. So these are seaweed and salt Pringles, more or less. Not bad.
It tastes exactly like Pringles. I don't know what I was expecting.
Unflavored Pringles.
Natural ass Pringles.
Dollar in the jar.
You know, I'd eat these. I hate nori. I hate nori.
I love nori. Eat it all day.
And even though it looks like there's little bits of nori in there, I can't taste it at all.
Oh, I would also like to say, today is White Day in Japan. Well, it's over now for them, but White Day is a celebration, much like Valentine's Day, but in Japan, Valentine's Day is where women give chocolates to boys to show that they either appreciate them or they like them. And White Day is where the men give the women chocolates.
Gifts, yeah.
Yes, to show that, they like them or respect them. So, to all the guys out there, even though we're recording this and you're probably going to see this after White Day's done, go buy some candy for your lady. Show love. Do it anyways. Just say happy late White Day.
Unflavored Pringles. 7. I'd eat them if they were lying around the house, but
Yeah, same here.
I wouldn't go seek them out.
Not a flavor I like that much, but I would. Yeah, I mean, not a flavor I'd buy, but 7.5.
Wait, here's a good one for anyone that hasn't had the joy
Oh,
of Japanese
man.
Kit Kats.
These are matcha green tea Kit Kats.
Matcha is not like your average green tea. If you've never had matcha itself, matcha is exceptionally bitter then.
Get it, Sarah Jan.
But they make this
mine's
chocolate
crumbling.
cream powder.
It's extremely green. I think my poop's gonna be green, isn't it?
No, it's not that bad.
So much dye.
It's not actually that much dye. The matcha is actually that color. It's not.
Oh, I know it is. But okay, so here we go. They have all sorts of crazy flavors, and I've always wanted to try a crazy flavor of Kit Kat. I've never actually gotten to. This smells fabulous.
It's like matcha.
It tastes great. That tastes really, really good.
Does it?
It's creamy from the chocolate, but it's mixed with that matcha, so it has like a little bit of bite to it, and it's really smooth. That's really good. It's got like it's like almost not a typical cookie in it either, but it's real good. That's a very good Kit Kat. I'll take that then.
Oh, wasabi Kit Kats, Sarah Chan's tasted? I would not do that.
No, I would if it came in a crate.
I was expecting that to be less matcha and more Kit Kat, and I was wrong. And matcha makes me a little ill, so...
Oh, there's another one. I'm just going to eat all of these. I'll take them.
Gross.
Okay, so...
Okay, so
gum next?
Well, we got this one last thing here. Grab that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, this... I don't know what this is. This is not actually on the thing, was it?
Yes, it is. It's this.
Is
I
it?
keep saying that.
Petite pastel ice cream cookies and chocolate. Adorable mini ice cream cone and assorted fun-shaped chocolates with a crunchy wafer center. The box includes 2 packages, so you can split them with a friend.
So we'll split a package.
Yummy! Yeah, wasabi Kit Kats sound pretty horrible.
Favorite Kit Kats were the orange flavored Kit Kats that we had one year.
Give me that.
It was really, really good.
Oh, he's got a little cute bear on the front with an ice cream cone. Super adorable.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, I'm just gonna show. The inside of the package has a bunch of stuff on it. The packaging is always so cute.
Aww. It's like chocolate with like a weird orb in the middle. It's really, really interesting. It's hard to see, but it's like a chocolate dish, and then like the ice cream is there. I don't know if that's chocolate too. Doesn't feel like it though. I think it feels like candy.
Yeah, look, this is the one that looks like an ice cream cone.
It's like a milk dud. Or something.
You mean a Whopper.
A Whopper, sorry. Like a malt ball. In the middle. It's a little crunchy. That's real good. One for me, one for you. Man, I never get anything nice out of these things.
This is mine. I'm keeping it.
Aww.
You can have another one if you want.
No, I don't need your charity.
This one's in like a little boat.
That's adorable.
Yeah, no, this is...
This
is super mega cute and delicious, and I will put this on my list to order independently, so I'm going to say 10.
I'm going to give that... Oh, for the Kit Kats, I'm going to give those an 8.5, actually.
3. Do not want.
And for... Because I would buy those if I saw them. And then for these little cute things, I would give them a 9. They're really good.
This one looks like a whale. You
They're
can't
really
tell from
good.
there, but it looks like a little whale with like a belly that's the candy. Bye, Kendo.
Bye, Kendo. Have a good night, man. Happy birthday, buddy. Take it easy, dude.
Look at this one. So cute.
All right, so
This is the last thing left.
do you want to do the ramen while we're here?
I mean, you can. I've had ramen.
Is this just regular
Regular ramen.
regular
flavor.
but ramen? I'll save it and I'll drink it later. We've had this before. I honestly give this a 9.5 all day.
If you've never had ramen, they come in this bottle.
It's very fruity.
Okay, you take the little plastic cap off, and what you do is you turn it upside down and you smack it, and this little glass bead up here falls down in there and rattles around, and it carbonates the soda. So it's not carbonated yet in this form. It becomes carbonated when you release that. So they stay fresh for a really long time, which makes them really good to import.
Right.
And they come in a bunch of flavors, and it's really light. They're like not a heavy soda, just a very light taste. Ramune, the flavor is based off of lychee, which I don't know if you've ever had a lychee.
Citrusy kind of.
If you're one of those people that can taste, what's that sea herb thing? Sea. It's like you put it in Mexican food. It's not citronella because that's candle.
Chipotle?
No, it's like, help me out here. Some people could taste like soap.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My husband's dumb, so
Yes, I am.
cilantro. That's it.
Cilantro? What does that have to
Cilantro.
do with cilantro?
Because if cilantro tastes like soap to you, lychee tastes like bubblegum.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, that's where I'm going with this.
It doesn't taste like bubblegum to me.
But you can't taste cilantro either.
Right.
So, it's one of those things. It will either taste like whatever it tastes like, or bubblegum.
And so, yeah, it's good. Very delicious. And, I mean, regardless, it's a pretty decent drink. And
it's fun.
It's fun. So I always give these a 9.5 all day. I like the other flavors more. I especially like the orangey citrus ones the most. But overall, I like ramen sodas.
Sarah Chan's a cilantro fan. It tastes like dish soap to me. Sorry, I can't. This package opens from the bottom because that's intuitive. Alright,
Well,
this is the gum.
Japan.
And it's the last one we're trying. It's
Yep.
super cute. Pick your flavor.
Yep, these are there are 3 different flavors: cola, cider, and grape. Yeesh. Which is which? Cola's red, cider's
Yep.
purple, or grape is purple, cider's blue.
You get a cola or a grape.
No, why you give me the crappy
Because
flavors?
we have to try a different one, and I was choosing first. They come in a cute little package.
And they look like that other gummy a little bit, and they feel about the same in terms of like that one's
They're
like
very small compared to the amount of package real estate you have. Like, I feel like they could have done a bit better with the packaging here.
yeah.
Like that, you didn't need all of that packaging just for these little sticks. I mean, I understand if you want to throw a bunch in your purse and then have them, but I feel like you didn't really need that.
Elderberry. For grape, that's not bad at all. It's very light. Yeah. It's really light.
And like all Japanese gums, it's very soft.
Very soft, yeah. Extremely good, though.
No, yeah, I like it.
I mean, I would probably buy this over regular gum.
If it was a better flavor. If there weren't soda flavors. Like, give me a cherry. Give me a watermelon.
Grape's not really that bad in this case. It's actually very juicy and very good. They actually use real sugar in their gum, which you always get like corn syrup or something similar here in the U.S. And actually, you open this the wrong way. It tears at the top.
And mine's also open from the bottom.
For dumb people like you.
Yeah. So the cider flavor is actually just ramen flavor, which once again, to me, is a bubble gum. So.
And sorry, Chan, I'm right with you. Strawberry all day.
Right?
I would prefer
apple.
strawberry.
Give me something that tastes like apple.
And they have those flavors.
Like cola.
They have those flavors. It's just, I think it's a seasonal thing. As they get them, it's just different flavors. Cola is really popular in some of the crates we get, but in the other ones, it's not very popular. So, I mean, I would give that an 8, easy. It's real good. Flavor won't last very long, just like a regular stick of gum, like juicy fruit or something.
Yeah, it's already starting to lose the flavor.
But it's very juicy. Like, it's making my mouth water a lot, which is a good thing. Beep. And it's very soft. Very soft.
It has bubble blowing potential. That was wimpy.
Well, whatever. But it's good because you can't blow a bubble with one stick of American gum at all. But with this, you can. It's very nice. All right, cool.
All right, pass.
What?
Pass.
You pass on it?
No, pass.
Oh, it passes. Okay. All right, so, well, you didn't give it a number, did you?
I mean, it would be a 9, something I would go out and buy if it were different flavors. But because it's not, I'm going to put it at a 7. Because
Okay.
I'm not a fan of soda flavors.
Okay. All right. That wraps it up for our Japan crate. Oops. And I think that kind of wraps it up for our show today. It's a little bit shorter, but we kind of wanted to allow for technical difficulties. Because we did run into them. But yeah, it was a great show. Good job, Reiki.
Good job, Tim.
And thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with the ICT Podcast.
Oh, look at that.
Puppies. We'll be back with the ICT Podcast next week. We are back. Our 3rd season begins now.
Woo!
So, hooray. And we're gonna keep going with this. We'll have some guests. Not sure if we'll do another Japan crate this week or next week, but
No, probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
If there's any challenges or topics or anything that you want to see us talk about or do or whatever, like, drop Tim a line.
Yeah,
and
pop into chat while I'm streaming, which is every day but Tuesday. Drop me an email, insertcointheater@gmail.com. You know,
anything
whatever.
you want to see, anything you want us to talk about,
Let us know.
We're open to suggestions.
Oh, yeah. And also take in suggestions for our new show, Unplugged, which is a little sideshow that myself and Devious Furball are putting on every now and again when we get a chance, as we are both busy individuals. And
it's fun. They talk about
single topic.
Yeah, and they
It's a single topic show for about a half hour.
Yeah.
So it's quite digestible, little bite-sized chunk to kind of get you through. And, you know, if we get free time 4 times in a week, we might do 4 in a week. Otherwise, we'll do, you know, as many as we can. So it's very fun, and we kind of dissect the topics and get kind of deep and try to break them apart, and we go off on our tangents like we always do, but
these two can't stay on the subject. It's
always a good time. So yeah, so check that out. That's exclusive to YouTube right now, at least for now. Other than that, we will be we'll be back next week on the show. Otherwise, I'll be streaming. I'm probably going to be streaming again tonight, playing some games or something. Not sure what we're gonna do yet. But yeah, I'm gonna stream some tonight, and then we'll be back at normal schedule from Wednesday on. So, thanks again for joining us. Thanks for all the feedback that I got that the podcast has missed. That definitely helps validate that you guys are appreciating what we're doing, and we'll keep at it and keep trying to deliver a solid product for you guys. So, solid show. So you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll probably be streaming here in about 30 minutes to an hour, if that.
We'll see.
See you guys later.
Done it.
Bye.